Hi, this is Nancy Mansell coming to you from CNM Behind the Glass. Today we're going to look at rational exponents and radicals. X to the 1/2 is the same as the square root of x. When you have a square root, there's a number right here. We call it the index. And when that number is 2, we usually don't write it. It's just assumed to be 2. And we call that a square root. Notice the denominator went into the index. Let's try a few more of those. 64 to the 1/3 is the same as the cube root of 64. And the cube root of 64 is 4. 100 to the 1/2 is the same as the square root of 100. Notice the 2 is the index, and because it's a 2, we don't write it. But we can take the square root of 100, because 100 is a perfect square, and that'd be 10. Okay, on this one, without parentheses, that exponent only goes to the number. The negative sign is not part of the number because there are no parentheses. So we're going to keep this on the outside, and we're going to do 4th root of 256. And the 4th root of 256 is 4. Okay, what about this one? Now we do have parentheses that are keeping that negative sign to be part of the number. You can't take a root of a negative number if the root is even. So here's what we're looking at here. We're looking at 4th root negative 256. This is not a real number. If that had been a 3 or a 5 or some other odd number, we would have been able to do it. But because it's an even number, we can't do it. Okay, here's another example of that. Under the radical sign, we're going to have negative 32. The root is 5. 5 is an odd number. And the 5th root of 32 is 2, so we're going to have negative 2. One more. This is a fraction. So we can take the cube root of 1 and the cube root of 8. Cube root of 1 is 1, cube root of 8 is 2, and there you go. Okay, so that was pretty easy as long as the numerators were 1. Let's see what happens when the numerator isn't 1 anymore. Let's try this one, 36 to the 3/2. Okay, so that's 36 to the 1/2 times 3. Now, why did I do that? So that I would know this is your index. So the 36 goes here. And then when we get this, we're going to cube it. The cube root of 36, square root of 36 is 6, and 6 cubed is 216. Good. Okay, let's try another one. 125 to the 2/3. So we're going to go 125 to the 1/3 times 2. And why did we do that again? Because we're going to put this is the index. And then after we get that, we're going to square it. So the cube root of 125 is 5, and 5 squared is 25. Good. Okay, how about this next one? No parentheses again. That means that 5/2 only goes to the 4, not to the negative, right? So we're going to keep the negative on the outside, and we're going to go 4 times 1/2 times 5. Okay. So here we're going to go 4 square root, I don't need to put the 2, to the 5th. The square root of 4 is 2, and this carrying over the 5, and we end up with negative 32. Okay, you're doing great. One more. This time our base is negative 27. We're going to say to the 1/3 times 2. And why do we break it into two parts? To remind ourselves that that is the index. Now you've got a negative number under the radical sign. Is it okay? Are we going to be able to make a real number out of it? Yes, because it's an odd number. So that's negative 3 squared, and that's 9. Okay, good job.